program, PMEGP, is one of the flagship programs of the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises, MSME. It assists prospective entrepreneurs in setting up of new micro enterprises, particularly in the non-farm sector, for generating employment by providing margin money and subsidy to the bank loan. So the character, the nature, the purpose, and the method of PMEGP is this, and the PM's new scheme of employments, which are three distinct. So as a basket, the three distinct versus the PM Employment Guarantee Program are totally two different things. So the difference between the two is what came as a question. This is what I would want to give as answer. So there was also this question about high inflation, food inflation, asked by several members, former finance minister, and several other members who joined in as well. So as per the data released yesterday, the CPI inflation for January 25 fell to 4.31% from 5.22%. This is now closer to the lower end of RBI's inflation target, which is in the range of 4%. So the steep correction, particularly in tomato, onion, and potato prices, actually these three are key components in the CPI food basket. And additionally, decline in pulses inflation supported by tariff-free imports. For the pulses that we don't produce adequately for our consumption, we import, but we made a conscious policy of removing the tariff when the import comes in so that we don't add to the price of the landed pulses. So as per the RBI's report on 7th February, sir, CPI inflation for 25-26 is projected to be lower at 4.2% only. So food inflation, which gets triggered when you have an adverse weather condition, and supply chain disruptions are being managed by a group of ministers who are ensuring that timely import happens if there is a shortfall in the supply. So as a result, I think with the first advanced estimates on agricultural production, 24-25 being what it is, Kharif food grain production is expected to be at 5.7%. So the production of rice and tur dal is expected to increase by 5.9% and 2.5% respectively compared to 23-24. So the prices of food will be well under the inflation radar is the kind of advanced estimates which we are getting. But despite that, the group of ministers will be keenly monitoring. So what did this budget do? The current budget, which is waiting for clearance. In 100 districts where agricultural productivity is really low, we have come up with a scheme called PM Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, so that agri activities are given impetus, productivity is increased, so that more produce come into the market. Many other things are also added in it. Atmanirbharta for pulses, so that we grow as much and more of pulses, of all variety of pulses that we consume in this country. Then comprehensive program for vegetables and fruits, so that supply remains abundant. And a national mission for high-yielding seeds are also brought in, so that production of high-yielding seeds will result in greater agricultural produce in the market. So I have expanded and explained about how governments attempt to get subsidized dal, subsidized rice, subsidized atta come into the market in the name of Bharat Chana Dal, Bharat Atta. I just want to say how much is already sold in the market. And that selling is going to help because if you look at totally between the phase 1 and phase 2, Bharat Chana Dal, 13.8 lakh tons are already sold. Bharat Atta, 16.0 lakh tons are already sold. Rice, 15.3 lakh tons are already sold. So with Chana whole, moong, dal, and so on. So it is clear that government's attempt to remove the stress of price rise is actually being received in the ground. The efforts will continue. We shall make sure that price should not be a burden on the ordinary citizens. We shall support this subsidized atta, wheat, and rice, and chana dal, and so on. So inflation management, again, I think we have made sure that we are addressing the problem. I'm not getting into a comparison game because by now it is very clear who manages inflation a lot more in time and who doesn't. So the depreciation of the rupee was also something which very many members spoke about. I want to spend a minute on it. Many of the members are still here who have been talking about it. The value of the Indian rupee, sir, is influenced by several factors, which I'm sure honorable members know about it. Those factors are the movement of the dollars, the index of the dollar, trends in capital flows, level of interest rates, movement in crude prices, current account deficit, so on, so many of them. Q4 of 2024 certainly witnessed extensive currency-related volatility across major countries, not just India. So Indian rupee, like other Asian currencies, depreciated against the US dollar on account of uncertainty pervading the global macro economy. US dollar index rose to 6.5% during October 21, 2024 to January 27, 2025. Major Asian currencies such as the Korean won, Indonesian rupiah, Malaysian ringgit depreciated by 8.1%, 6.4%, and 5.9% respectively.